One of the things that happens here at Old North at church our size is people come in and it can be overwhelming. It can be a big church, and sometimes you could feel a bit lost. And so, what would be your advice to someone who comes to this church and says, it just feels a bit too big for me?
Yeah. Well, I think for sure we've heard that from people. Some of us have felt that personally. It is a big church and it's daunting. But when we think about how much time we spend here, typically on a Sunday morning, it's really only about 75
Yeah.
minutes.
Yep.
And when you think about the span of a week, you have 160 some hours. And so, in order to be more engaged in our church, we just really think you need more than a Sunday morning, a typical service. So, that's why we encourage the +1 possibilities and engaging in something else besides our regular service on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, so we really want to encourage a +1 idea. So come to a Sunday morning service, but then involve yourself in some other aspect whereby you get to know people and also get to know the Word with those people. And so we really value this idea of connecting outside of the Sunday morning service as well. And so we wanted to list a few opportunities that you can engage and plan for this fall, beginning with growth groups. Growth groups is one of our primary ways that you can connect with one another in a little bit of a smaller setting. Growth groups this fall will all be in homes throughout the area on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday evenings. All of our growth groups study the same material. They're studying the Share the Gospel curriculum, a curriculum that is designed to help us know and understand the gospel and also live with conviction and sharing it. And so if you'd like to be a part of those growth group, registrations will be happening throughout the month of August. You can click the link that's attached to this video and register that way. Secondly, midweek classes this fall. Maybe you're bringing your family to church on Wednesday nights for youth group or Awana. Stick around and be a part of one of the midweek classes. We have 3 classes that are being offered on Wednesday evenings: Course of Your Life, Share the Gospel, and then a sermon discussion class. Now, many of us think, oh, sermon discussion class, what do we talk about with that? Well, this class is going to be designed to help us interact with the sermon better on Sunday morning and also discuss it with our brothers and sisters in such a way that we apply it to our lives daily for spiritual growth. And so I think it's going to be really beneficial. Once again, registration is required for these 3 classes on Wednesday night, and there's a link attached to this as well. And then Sunday mornings. You're here for Sunday morning service. Involve yourself in a Sunday school class as well. We have 3 classes this fall: Course of Your Life, Share the Gospel, and then a class on Acts. These will all be listed on the website. You can look at those classes and decide which one you want to be a part of this fall as well. One of the other ways that you can connect here at Old North is through women's ministry. And so Beth is here to help us understand how women of Old North can connect together through a variety of Bible studies and meetings throughout the week. So Beth, how can women at Old North connect, and why is that important?
Sure. Well, first, let me just say a little bit about women's ministry in general. I think some of us have had negative experiences with women's ministry at other churches. It traditionally is looked at as maybe self-improvement, how to be a better wife, how to be a better mother, which of course are all good things. But one of the unique differences I think about our women's ministry program is that we are very intentional about helping women learn theology. Why is my theology important? How does that affect me in my home, in my marriage, in my community, in my workplace? So we start with that idea. How can we get the teaching and understanding of the Bible to these women first, and then all of those other things fall into place. So we really are very intentional about that. And if you've not been able to experience any of our women's ministry programs, I really hope that this fall would be a time that you can do that. And we have a couple ways. We have Bible studies weekly. We meet on Monday nights for moms who don't have availability during the day, Monday night Bible study groups, and we have Wednesday morning Bible study groups. So both of those options also require pre-registration that will be available coming up. But we will all be studying the book of Titus and Philemon this fall, and 1st, 2nd, 3rd John in the spring, winter, spring. So I'm really excited about that.
Theology is really important, actually. Sometimes many people will say, well, I don't need theology. But actually, a proper understanding of God, right, is actually what theology is. And it's a proper understanding of God impacts the way in which we live as a mother, as a wife, as a husband, as a father. And so it's vital that we actually do take seriously the study of the Word, the study of theology, all these things. Beth, what are some other ways that women could be involved here in ministry at Old North?
Yeah, one of the other really great ways that doesn't require a weekly commitment is our Good Food program. So what I'm really excited about is this year marks the 10th year that we have been doing this Good Food series. And what we do is we read 4 books a year. So it's a little bit of a commitment, but not too much. I assign a book for the women to read. they sign up for the meeting with the intention that the book will be read by the time the meeting rolls around. And we meet in the great room, we have dinner, and we have discussion tables where we discuss the group, and then we have a speaker about the book. Sometimes, occasionally, we've been lucky enough to have the author come. Sometimes it's someone teaching from our leadership team. But it is a wonderful way to get engaged with a group of women if you cannot make a weekly commitment to one of the women's Bible studies. And it's around really good books. I enjoy reading very much. And so I love to introduce women to books they might not otherwise know about. So we read everything. We've done everything from C.S. Lewis to something more contemporary. I really try to pick relevant topics, maybe culturally or a theological issue that's in the world, in the news. So this fall we're reading a book called Priscilla, Where Are You? A Joyful Call to Theology, which is exactly what we were just talking about. So it's a wonderful book to, if you've never done good food before, to jump in. It's a short-ish book, so it's doable. It'll be at the end of September. Those dates and registration times will all be in the forthcoming information. But this really is one of my very favorite programs that we've done at Old North with women, because many of the women who come are not necessarily readers, and they need an accountability, something to be assigned, essentially. And these are books that are near and dear to my heart and issues that I think really matter in the lives of our women. And I tell women often, if they are wondering about what women's ministry looks like at Old North, we have a good food shelf in our bookstore, Common Grounds. And it has all of the books that we've done for the past 10 years. And then we also, our last thing coming up in this section of the year, before the end of the year, is we have a Christmas brunch in December, in the beginning, and it's also a bit of an outreach event. So we are pretty intentional about the speakers we bring in for that. It seems like it's forever away, but it's not too terribly far away. So that'll be on December 9th. That's coming up, something to think about, maybe to invite someone
think that far ahead, but it actually will be here really quickly, So we hope that this video is helpful for you to understand the ways that you can be involved here at Old North this fall. Whether it's growth groups, whether it's midweek classes, Sunday schools, women's ministry, a variety of other opportunities. We hope that you will make it a plan this fall to use your time wisely to grow spiritually. So if you have any questions about any of these things, you can reach us via the church office. You can go on the website and see our emails. Please do email us if you have any questions. And we look forward to seeing you this fall in these programs as you grow spiritually, and we want to be a part in helping you to that end. So God bless you all. We'll see you this fall.